I have 3 beautiful children who are not here today because they're bowling. They're like, you're going to do what? All right, we're out. They're so over mom reading poetry, you have no idea. They've been this little doing open mic since they were 5, so they're just like, whatever. You guys talk too much. This one is dedicated to my oldest son, Antonio, who is about to start high school in a week. It's a very small poem, and this is actually real. Breakfast conversation with my oldest son. Another man shot today, Mom. I don't think I ever want a license. Driving isn't the problem, mijo. Driving isn't the problem. Because you mentioned, Eddie, that we're educators, you're correct. I start school August 24th. And no, don't yay, no. Don't yay. I just finished teaching summer school last week. So, exactly, okay. So I teach 7th and 8th grade English to a private school out in Claremont. I've been there for almost 4 years. My first year, I was teaching To Kill a Mockingbird. And it was the same year that Ferguson was happening. And so I found this really interesting moment as I was teaching To Kill a Mockingbird to a group of students who really had no connection to race, identity. They just, again, I teach at a private school that's $20,000 a year, so I teach to the 1%. And so they have a very different relationship when it comes to these things. And so I found it very interesting as I was teaching them about race and empathy, and Ferguson was happening, and the questions that came from these discussions were amazing. So this is called Lesson Plans. And there's an epigraph again from To Kill a Mockingbird, and embedded in the poem, you'll probably hear, if you've read the book, you'll hear lines from the book embedded in the poem. Lesson Plans. Mockingbirds don't do one thing, but make music for us to enjoy. They don't eat up people's gardens, don't nest in corn cribs. They don't do one thing, but sing their hearts out for us. That's why it is a sin to kill a mockingbird. Miss Maudie. 7th grade fingers discover the word nigger as they dog-ear their favorite moments. Refusing to say the word aloud in classroom discussions or write it on reading quizzes, they rather say that bad word. For them, Atticus became the hero as we all wished he was our father, neighbor, legal counsel, friend. They rooted for a not guilty verdict, but said Tom's storyline was foreshadowed the day he was born. I don't know why, but they did it. They've done it before, and they did it tonight, and they'll do it again. And when they do it, it seems that only children weep. They shed a tear when Tom was shot 17 times, calling it brutal, excessive, and unnecessary, as my newsfeed becomes the embodiment of Sophoclean irony, reporting the 6 shots in Michael Brown's body, reminding me of Amadou Diallo's 41. Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution, but in this country, our courts are the great levelers, and in our courts, all men are created equal. How do I teach grace instead of fear when a uniform approaches, or explain the paradox of an all-white male jury of one's peers deciding men's fates? How do I explain rape and domestic violence to 15 adolescent girls when Mayella points her shaky finger at Tom as her father clenches his fist? How do I teach that lives matter when classmates in other schools make the headlines as victims or instigators? How do I create a lesson plan for empathy when Boo Radley is isolated and taunted by his neighbors like they are in chat rooms or schoolyards? Most people are nice when you finally see them. Sandra Bland was a mockingbird, Freddie Gray was a mockingbird, Tamir Rice was a mockingbird, Eric Gardner was a mockingbird. My sons and daughter are mockingbirds, and 30 mockingbirds sing from these desks when they highlight the lines. You never really know a man until you stand in his shoes and walk around in them. So, let's see, I'll do 2 more, and then we're good? Sure? Maybe 3, we'll see. I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. Huge Wonder Woman fan, if you don't see from the case. Okay? And if you have my phone number and you call me, it's gonna be the Wonder Woman theme song. The new Wonder Woman, because I retired the old one. But I am a huge fan. I have a tattoo of her on me, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm obsessed by her, obsessed by this whole notion. The movie was a B in my book. Yeah, anyway. So this is called The Lost Episodes of Diana Prince. Linda Carter only made 59 episodes, if you ever go online and look it up. 59 episodes when she played Wonder Woman, so I kind of want to play with this idea of continuing the episodes in poetic form. And this is called Episode 60, with an epigraph by Nikki Giovanni, which is perfect. Wow. But the times require that I give myself willingly and become a Wonder Woman. Nikki Giovanni. Okay. She has it together. What is wrong with me? I wish I was like her. Phrases like these reverberate from the inner monologue of female audiences sitting on love seats, leaning on boyfriend pillows. Superheroes make it look easy, but she felt fraudulent like a forced smile. Strong women aren't supposed to cry in the shower, letting water and tears merge from the barrage of insecurities as problem solver, healer, defender. Her fans don't know about her passing out in the boots after too much sangria and sleeping pills, or how heavy the crown feels even after she takes it off. The bruises on her wrists from deflecting bullets with gold bracelets, and the calluses left on palms after lassoing lying kingpins instead of believing their apologies anymore. But there are days, oh, there are days when she wonders about the difference between the words invincible and strong, deciding which one she will be that day. My last one will be about going back to Puerto Rico. It's a little lighter. If you ever know Menudo,
Yeah.
the group Menudo, like Ricky Martin. You remember Ricky Martin? He was in Menudo, right? So forget that, because before Ricky there was other Rickys, and there was Javier, and there was Roby. Anyway, so as a Boricua, and this is so true. Sorry, you have to like Menudo. Like you have to. They'll take your card away. You can't go back to the island. You have to. And I love Menudo as a kid, and I still do. So this is my ode to Menudo, and all this is absolutely true. Ode to Menudo. Not the slang term for money, the Spanish translation for often, or the traditional Mexican hangover cure soup dish. The Puerto Rican Menudo. Rene, Johnny, Javier, Miguel, Enrique before Martin. The original Latin boy band gracing record covers with feathered hair and curly mullets, skin-tight, blindly bright, primary colored pleathered pants, satin shirts with plunging necklines showing off a pectoral landscape of early pubescent chest hair stubble. I was part of Menudo Mania, wore my I Heart Menudo t-shirt and side ponytail as I waited in line to watch their movie, Una Aventura Llamada Menudo, in a claustrophobic new city called the Bronx. I was home for 83 minutes, listening to my native tongue on the silver screen with its inflections and intonations and sing-song melodies. 83 minutes of forgetting why I had to leave my classmates' cousins and the sunrises off the mountainside of Aguas Buenas. Sang along to A Volar, wishing I could hop on an air balloon ride back to the familiar. Thank you, guys.